you. Oh, yes, I know, yeah. Yeah. I think American audiences generally haven't heard of Harold Wilson. Why should they, really? It's British politics. The only people they recognise are Thatcher and Churchill and Tony Blair. But what Peter has done so wonderfully with the play is written such a rich, warm, engaging character, which, you know, is very flattering version of Harold Wilson, although he was very much a man of the people. But much like he's written a very flattering, warm, endearing portrait of Her Majesty. She's all things to all men. So really, all I had to do was say the lines.
Well done.
Thank you so much.
Andrew?
Is it daunting, or what complexities are inherent in portraying a real person as opposed to a fictional one?
Well, you're always portraying what the author has written, whether it's a real-life character or not. You can read every biography of Harold Wilson, but I'm actually writing performing what Peter Morgan has written, much in the same way that, you know, Shakespeare's Richard III is probably not historically accurate, but you are playing that fictionalized version of it. So you try and be, or Amadeus, that's another play that I've done, you know, the Mozart is very much Schaffer's version of Mozart, probably not so historically accurate.
Harry?
Weren't you offered a role in Wolf Hall when you decided to stay with the show?
Yeah, I was offered the part of Cromwell in Wolf Hall, but they had to make a very quick decision. Well, I had to make a very quick decision about it, and our producers told me stick with the audience because it's going to be coming to Broadway, and it had been very good to me. I won the Olivier for it, so I decided to stay with it. Subsequently, it didn't go to Broadway the following year. It came this year at the same time that Wolf Hall was coming, so I would have been in direct competition with myself. So actually, now that I have this, I'm very glad of this.
Hi, so did you get the Helen for Architect Circle Award that you left? Remember when you won the Architect Circle Award? And Dave Helen left her award?
Yes, I took it and I kept it. I never gave it back to her. So I have two of those.
So my question is, what advice would you give to your younger teenage self?
Try and enjoy it a bit more, really. I don't know. The advice I'd give to young actors is that it's not a race, really. You're going to be doing this job in 50 years' time. So don't try and strive to be the best actor you can be. So I suppose I would tell myself that as well.
Yes, as British radio learning chooses a new leader this summer, what do you think the candidates learn from Harold Wilson?
Well, at least trying to come across as if you mean what you say. No, I think they have an impossible job, politicians. I really do. And having played 4 prime ministers in the last 3 years, I think you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Because whatever you say is going to be taken out of context, turned around and used against you. You know? So it really is very hard for any politician to speak the truth in this media age, I think.
Last question.
McCabe.
Yes.
I would have thought that Harold Wilson was one of the better known prime ministers in this country. Was there much consideration in coming here about tweaking the play to make prime ministers were recognized with the American audience?
Well, I'm not sure how you can tweak the play in that way. I mean, there are certain things like Harold Wilson, as you all know, was very famous, known for smoking his pipe. He was a pipe smoker, which always, in the scene in Balmoral with the Queen, when I pull out a cigar, she says, where's your pipe? And I say, oh, that's just for the campaign trigger. That used to get a huge laugh in London, which of course over here it doesn't, because people don't recognise that. But as I was just saying earlier, I think it's more about the personality. Even if you don't know who Harold Wilson is, hopefully you can understand his values and what he stood for through the course of this play.
Were there different prime ministers in the London production?
Were there different ones, did you say? Yeah, well, we did have James Callaghan make a short appearance near the end of the play, which was quite funny. He just wandered over the back of stage. When she's remembering all her prime ministers, she forgets one, and Callaghan used to wander around backstage saying, James Callaghan, don't you remember me, love? And she goes, oh, yes, yes, and he just wanders off again, which was sort of very funny. But again, because of recognition with an American audience, he wasn't used over here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.